snap at them every now and again.
Oh, okay.
Or like, sometimes you could get like a little shoving match in basketball, but it's really light. Usually like they sort of bump each other with their chests. You could do some of that, like talking in another player's face and like just bumping him with his chest. Like, you want to go? You want to go?
Yeah.
And maybe like they can get unintentional fouls with their tails and things like that.
Okay. So they'd be no more harmless than like the Monstars in Space Jam.
No more harmless.
No more harmful. They'd be as harmless as, or no more harmful.
They'd be actually as harmless as the Monstars.
Okay.
But it would always feel like there was more danger possible. Because they have talons.
Yeah.
They do have real sharp teeth. The Monstars were like kind of like big and mean, but like kind of dopey, where you go like, oh, I'm probably okay. But these are raptors.
They're
like the, between at halftime they like let a goat free in the in the dressing room. They all go to town.
Yeah, and they're always coming up with really good plays. They're clever.
Yes, they've got fantastic playmaking skills because they're so clever, and they'll never fall for the defense's same trap twice.
Yeah, they always attack different offense.
Different spots in the offense. That's
Wait, is it offense or they're? Yeah,
well, no, it was in the fence.
Yeah.
Let's see what I was doing. There you go.
Reason, but I wanted to get fence in. They'd have to do something else because they're playing basketball at night. I imagine. What are they doing? Like, are they solving crimes or are they?
Well, they gotta practice.
So is it just basketball? That's their lives.
Yeah, I like the idea of that you're trying to pitch of like them being like the Mighty Ducks, where they do solve like intergalactic crime or whatever in their off time.
I never really watched Mighty Ducks. But
that's basically what they were doing.
It doesn't have to be intergalactic, but I want the intro to be exciting. I want
the bad guys were actually dinosaurs in the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, this is bad. This is just like a ripoff. Then.
No. That's why I think this show should be like, you actually have a group of dinosaurs who are like watching game tape, thinking like, oh, I see where the defensive problem was when I did that. Like, I want them to be like a real basketball team, and then you've got like Sundays, this dinosaur who's like the hot young dinosaur, he's on a photo shoot and he's talking about like his style and like why his style is unique. And then like, after that, he's got to go back for a practice. You've got some of the Raptors are like visiting the children's hospital, rubbing children's heads, going like, yeah, stay in school.
I guess it's more believable, but I don't know how interesting it is. I want them jumping out of planes that are exploding. We need something for the intro. The intro is what I'm thinking of here.
I mean, that could just be in the intro.
Okay, so we just have them like parachuting out of planes and like flipping trucks over.
Do you think it would be like
slam dunks?
Do you think it would be a world where the Raptor dinosaur basketball players, are they humans who get genetically altered once they're drafted onto the team? Or is it just like a world where there are sometimes Raptors, but like it just so happens that all the Raptors end up playing for the basketball team?
They're both interesting. The part of them being like transmutated into these Raptors, really reminds me of like when Splinter turns into the mouse, into the rat from the old cartoon series, where the camera will pan around him to like do a 360 all around him, and you see his body like kind of, and he leans his head back, some electricity flies around him, and he like twists his body into a rat. I'd kind of want to see that. That would be good for the intro.
Okay,
but for the story, I think you'd have more wiggle room with other Raptors in the world, but they pretty much all just end up playing on one team.
Do you think? Because I'm leaning more towards the mutating them into Raptors now. I didn't start there, but now I'm leaning there more.
Okay.
Where like you can even have like a player who gets traded to another team. That means they have to mutate him back from being a Raptor. And he goes back to being a human, and there's like this sense of loss because he can't act and move and feel like a Raptor anymore.
His shoes have a big hole in the side.
Yeah, well, he could get new shoes. He's a pro basketball player.
They get donated to them. Not donated, given.
Well, yeah, it's equipment for their job.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the least of their worries, I guess.
Or like, someone gets traded to the Raptors and like, no, I don't want to be a Raptor. And like, as soon as he becomes a Raptor, he gets it. Like, oh, these talents are really cool. It's cool having a tail. I feel like they would never really address like the real awful parts of being a Raptor. Like not being human, not having a lips.
Him being a reptile or
being,
some shorter lifespan.
Is it? I don't know.
I can't imagine raptors can't live to be 80.
I don't know, man. Why not?
Well, I'm just assuming. I don't know.
Turtles live hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I think they found a 400-year-old turtle.
But aren't we led to believe that raptors are actually more like birds?
Do birds not live long? Big birds. Huh? Eagles, ostriches, albatrosses.
They must live. Yeah. Well, it's not a science. I mean, maybe they'd still live as long as a human they're speaking.
I mean, a professional sports career is not very long either.
No. So would you turn back into a human after the fact?
Yeah, you'd retire. You'd become a human again. You'd wave to the crowd.
Well, one day we'll pitch that. We'll do the rudimentary artwork for it, and then we'll pitch it.
Really? Would we have to make all the Raptors look a little differently?
Yeah, well, they'd have like different stripes. One of them might have a scar.
Oh yeah.
They'd
wear different numbers.
Yeah, that's it.
That would help.
Easier to do it that way. Would there be any female Raptors? Because like I know we're not doing the what is it, WNBA?
Yeah.
So we're not doing that right off the bat, but they're going to need wives, girlfriends, something?
No, they're human. They're not on the team.
Oh, they're all human.
Well, they've been mutated into Raptors.
They don't get to mutate any of their...
No. They're not paid by the team. Well, you could have some like executives who are also Raptors.
Like escorts?
What? No. Like what? Executives, I said.
I know, but what are these Raptors going to do? I don't know.
Like they work for the team. They're the president of the team, or the coach can also be a dinosaur. And like, maybe there's some woman who's in charge of like social outreach for the team, and she's also a dinosaur because she works for the Raptors.
But where is the love interests? They're not allowed romance?
She could be a little on again, off again love interest where she works for the team. So she's kind of the boss of one of the players, and she wears like a business suit, even though she's a lady Raptor. And, he could have a meeting where it's like, you were supposed to go to the mall and meet with kids and sign autographs, but you were late. And that's bad for our reputation. And he's like a bad boy, kind of does things his own way. And she's trying to rein him back in for the good of himself and the team and the community. They fall in love. Raptor love.
I guess. It seems unfair to all the others. But as long as there's one, two, there's got to be some attractive female Raptors.
Yeah, we could get one or two in there.
Okay.
I feel like they need to work for the team, though. If you don't work for the team, you don't get mutated. And even though it would logically not be better to be a Raptor in human world, everyone's like glad to do it. It's thrilled to be part of it. Someone who's married already at a young age, he gets signed by the big team. He's going to be a pro basketball player. And she's like, oh, I'm so happy for you, baby. And like he gets morphed into a dinosaur, and she's like right there with him. Loves him as a dinosaur and doesn't really act like he's different aside from like throwing a mistake every now and again.
Okay. Well, I feel like this is a pretty solid.
We've got a solid pitch here. And they're all kind of reddish. They could be different shades of red, different stripes. I like that. One of them can have some feathers. So the Chris Bosh of the group.
Is that a basketball player?
Yeah, he had like not dreads but like braids.
Okay.
And he played for the Raptors, and then he could be the one with like feathers, imitating his braid like look.
Huh? Yeah.
Different piercings. or tattoos.
Okay.
It's a cool set of Raptors.
I kind of like it. I do like the idea of that. I like the idea of them actually being the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
But then someone, I don't know if they put a spell on them or if they curse them or something happens to them where they turn into actual Raptors. Maybe they're playing basketball, practicing one night in like an electric storm or something. And
they all get turned into Raptors.
Yeah.
What if we double down on this mutated into Raptors thing where other teams like have got onto this and they're like, well, we'll play that game. Then you've got like the Chicago Bulls, alternate Bulls, the Hornets. They're not doing so great because everyone turned. Well, no, I guess everyone could turn into like giant human versions of these animals. So you could like have giant flying hornet men and bull men and Washington Wizards men.
No, I feel like you need to say your accurate animal counterpart size. That's
shrink to the size of a hornet.
Yeah. But because you're going to get bigger like a raptor. You're gonna.
What about things like the Washington Wizards?
Just turn to a bunch of wizards?
Well, you can't be mutated into a wizard. Do you need to go to like a wizarding school? I'm just trying to think. Some of them don't work. The Orlando Magic. You can't just be mutated into Magic.
Well, no, we
or the Lakers.
What is some of them?
There's no Bears or Lions. Well, there's the Grizzlies. There's no Lions. No Tigers or Panthers.
I mean, for the sake of the cartoon, teams can be made up.
That's true.
I think.
But we'd want to use things like the Bulls, the Grizzlies, the Hornets, the Hawks, maybe even the now defunct Seattle Supersonics. I don't know what they would be, but that would be a cool villain.
Yeah.
They got sound powers or something. The Supersonics.
I like this idea. I feel like I would watch it as a kid.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'd get into basketball through the Toronto Raptors, the teamwork that they would use. Cool moves where they like launch each other with their tails or anything like that. Yeah. Launch a player with your tail, throw them the ball for a teamwork alley-oop. Yeah. Wowie, wow.
Oh, even just their screeching. I think we have a lot to work with. Let's
would they like during games like they slam dunk and then like to celebrate they're like
yeah.
Or would they be human enough that they'd be like, yeah boy?
No. They act like humans for most of the time, but they have their dinosaur tendencies.
They have their raptor moments where like, they get a pass, they miss a 3-pointer, and then they're kind of snapping at each other.
Yeah, that
was almost cat-like, that last one.
That's a pretty. Yeah, it's more of a cat. I'm thinking, and then one's like,
yeah. Well, that was a good one. Again, these are all very cat-sounding. Sound like a cat trying to spit up a fur ball, and then a cat purring.
Right. We'll get Rosie O'Donnell to make the sounds then.
Is she good at it?
I always, never mind. I actually that's a misinformation that I'm remembering incorrectly. I always thought that she did the voices for the Raptors in Jurassic Park.
Why?
But I'm remembering now that makes no sense. I think they use like plastic bags and weird animals.
Yeah, not Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know why I thought that was. I must have seen that somewhere for me to think that, but to me it was like Rosie O'Donnell on set, just
like, all right, you ready, Rosie? So we're gonna do the scene. We're using the animatronics, but we need you to make a voice for this dinosaur. And she's like, all right, I got it. Okay, guys. She's launching some koosh balls. And then they yell at you, and she's just like, they're like, shoot her! Shoot her! And Rosie is off camera, like just beside the camera, going like,
but not exerting herself too much.
And then shooting some more koosh balls.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I remember it. They wouldn't have
like a bright blue pantsuit.
The scene where Where that raptor's eating that guy at the beginning? When he pulls. Yeah. Oh no! The scene where the raptors are eating the